It's time for another Sunday drive. Come on, let's go. So, today is not a Sunday, but of course, if you've read my About page, you know that Sunday drives are not always on a Sunday. And I had to take a quick trip into town to do a couple of quick things, and so I thought I would take you along for the drive. And actually, this was kind of a spur of the moment thing, but I did have a little plan on the next thing that I wanted to talk about. And one of those things is I am so thankful and so grateful for this community. They have been so encouraging and inspiring to me. It's been amazing. And I just want to say thank you to everyone. Subscribers and other channels that have helped me. It's just been a lot of fun. And this is something that I never planned. It was kind of another spur of the moment thing where I decided that I was tired of being afraid to do things and, or put myself out. But I really wanted to make videos for my family and friends and other people that just can't get out and do that and enjoy listening to stories and seeing some unique things, because there's people from all over the world that have now subscribed to my channel, so they're seeing parts of the world that they may never see. And however, it's not that exciting, some of the places that I've been so far, but I do have some upcoming places that I will be going that will be a lot cooler than taking back roads and, discovering some things. And I'm just starting at this. This is something I've never done before, and I'm still learning. So, I'm giving myself a break on that. I want to grow. I love learning, and this has become another creative outlet for me. So, yeah. I just, I'm so glad, because it has really helped me come out of my shell. So, I am going to, what I'm going to do is, this is going to be pieced together, because I'm not going to take you along on my little chores that I have to do in town. So, I'll see you on the next clip. Thank you. Okay, so I got some of my errands ran, and I decided I'm done. At the last store that I was at, there was a guy there that kept following me all over the store. And it was so obvious. It was like, oh my gosh. At one time, he asked me a question, and I answered his question and politely moved on. And then after that, he started following me around the store everywhere. I was getting a little freaked out there for a little bit because, I mean, he even came into the women's section, and I'm thinking, good grief, you couldn't be any more obvious. What on earth? So, yeah, I made sure when I left there that there wasn't anyone following me out of the parking lot, and took a few detours just to make sure. That's a little scary. He wasn't a bad looking guy. He didn't look creepy or anything, but what he was doing was creepy. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I guess I could look on the positive side. At least he must have found me attractive or something. Good grief. Okay, I'm ready to be done with town. I like living outside of town. I don't like coming to town by myself. Anyhow, so today I was planning on telling you a story, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that on my way back home. So the story I wanted to tell you, I had to roll up the window here. It is a little warm even though it's raining this afternoon, so that's not bad. But the story I wanted to tell you is kind of a little snippet of one of the longest trips my family has probably taken. Maybe not exactly the longest, because my dad did take us on a trip when we were in high school, but that was clear across the United States and then back again within 3 weeks. That was really interesting. And as I've told some of you before, my dad was kind of like Chevy Chase in Vacation, in the movie Vacation. I mean, we were stopping at every historical site and everything along the way. And don't get me wrong, there was nothing wrong with it to me as a kid. Seeing all these different places was awesome. But my story isn't about that. My story is about when we moved from when we moved from Florida back to Oregon. Now, I'm going to insert a picture somewhere along this story of my dad, our Great Dane named Princess, and both of my brothers. So it must have been my mom that was taking the picture that day. So the story is that we were in a Ford LTD station wagon, very similar to the one that they had in, Vacation, except for maybe a little bit older model. And anyway, we were pulling a really old Ford pickup behind us in that station wagon. In the station wagon was my dad, my mom in the front seat, us 3 kids in the bench back seat, and then in the very back was our Great Dane Princess and 2 small dogs. We had a dog named Nicky and a dog named Mr. Brown. And they were the only poodles that we brought with us from Georgia. So we're traveling across the country, and You know, we're not really making any stops on this trip, except on this trip we had maybe somewhere between 11 and 13 flat tires. That is a lot of flat tires. Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine what my mom and dad were going through, you know. Anyway, so I don't even remember where we were when this happened. We were going through some state, and, well, going across the United States. The cheapest, probably, way that my mom and dad could feed us all on this trip was, you know, for lunches and everything, we had bologna sandwiches. You know, just 2 pieces of bread, some mustard, and bologna slapped on it. And somewhere into the trip, my brothers and I kind of got a little tired of bologna sandwiches. So, we'd kind of like, you know, bring up our arm and tilt it over the back seat, and Princess would just chomp that up right away. So, not long after that, but we're sitting in there and we're talking or fighting or whatever, and it's warm, and we had the windows down and everything, but our Great Dane decided to start letting silent killers. And so another scene from Vacation that we were kind of, you know, doing at that time was all the windows were rolled down and everybody had their head hanging out the window except for whoever was stuck in the middle in the back seat. And I vaguely remember, I think I was in the middle that time, and it was like, I think I was slapping my brother saying, "It's my turn, it's my turn." Oh my goodness, that was so hysterical. I think all of us were laughing until, you know, we had tears rolling out of our eyes. And you know, she just didn't stop. I think Dad finally had to pull over and, you know, find a place to pull over and take her outside. But in all the years that we had her, that was the worst on that trip. It was horrible. Anyway, so that is the reason for the title of this video, No Escape. Because, you know, we were trapped in the car and there's nowhere to pull over, you know, you gotta suffer with it. So, anyway, it's interesting. I have a U-Haul out in front of us. Wonder if somebody's moving here or moving out. There isn't really very many places that have been available at all out here, so I don't know. And there's definitely no new construction going on out here. I live in one of the poorest counties in the state of Oregon, and a lot of it's due to the logging industry being cut back quite a bit. There's no longer the mills that were here, and yeah, it really hurt the economy when all of those places went away. there are some bigger companies that kind of swallowed up all the little companies, and they're a pain in my thorn, or a thorn in my side, because, you know, they bought up all the land, all the forested areas around here, and then they locked them down. Well, I don't blame them for one reason, is because there were some idiots that would load up their trucks and take their garbage out and dump it in the areas where they were harvesting trees and stuff. So, in one way, I can't blame them, but in other ways, some of those roads that they have shut down were the only ways to get to some of the BLM land that is out there. And there's a beautiful, beautiful waterfalls out there you can no longer get to. There's also a place out on the BLM land that was called the Valley of the Giants, and it had humongous trees, very similar in size to some of the redwoods down in California. It was huge. And there was a park down there, and it was really, really pretty. But when they lock it down, nobody can get out there. It's just absolutely ridiculous, you know, and they use all these excuses. Fire danger, logging trucks, you know, and the fact that people were going out and dumping stuff. So, with that little rant right there, I think I'm going to end this. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I so much appreciate it. Take care, and I hope that you have a safe Memorial Day. Bye-bye.